Hi everyone, this is Sam Create the Heart, and today I'm sharing another one of my shadow box cards. And so I have these two already on my channel, how to make a little shop box card. And then here is a new share. This is using the current subscription box from Not Too Shabby shop, using that cute bee line. So we're going to be making another card using that bee line. We're going to be using the cute stamp set and dies, as well as the Sweet Bees paper pad. These all come in this month's subscription box with a Not Too Shabby shop. And the ephemera is what I use in this card right here. I don't think I'm using any ephemera. I'm also using the dies, which are an add-on product, and I do really recommend the dies for this particular stamp set. It really just makes things a lot easier. The base for my card measures 6 by 9. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch on one side, and the other side you're going to score at 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, and 8.5 inches. Then you're going to fold it like a fan back and forth, starting with the first fold being away from you. Then I am placing my stencil for some color. I'm using some Distress Oxide, I think it's Scattered Straw, and a blending brush. So if you don't want to stencil, you of course could put a piece of pattern paper back here that measures 6 by 6. I like taking 1/8 of an inch off of the top and the side, just so that it fits in there a little bit better. Otherwise it's a really snug fit. And you don't need to stencil the entire background because a lot of it will be covered up by other elements of the project, but I do like using the stencil. It gives it just a little bit of bright color for the background, and you can see that this stencil is already well used. I've really enjoyed playing with it this month, and you can see there's some color there. Now we're going to work on that front piece. So we're going to be making a swinging element for our card. And this paper measures 6 by 6, and then I actually, for this card, unlike the shop card, I used a die. You could use your paper trimmer to just cut a square out of this paper, but I went ahead and I used a die, and you'll see I have a small circle punched in the front, and I have this funky element that's going to be used to help swing my card. And I've also got 2 small circles. You also will need a foam piece or button, something that's raised up. I used a high profile foam. So I'm putting one of the circles behind the hole. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my foam piece, and I'm going to trim it down just slightly so that it fits in there nicely. And actually I didn't have to trim it. I found out later that size is actually fine. But it's a high profile foam, so it's a little bit taller, and that weird little cardstock piece that I have is going to fit right on there and help it swing. So I'm putting a little glue down because I want this piece to stay really well. And before I do the rest of that swinging element, I am going to go ahead and put this front piece on my card base. So the card base is that top 1/2 inch folded over piece, and I'm going to go ahead and use a bit of score tape. Once I put this piece on there, I'm going to go ahead and finish that swinging element for my card. And I'm just making sure the glue is on there well before I put it on there. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that swinging element on my card. I've got my, I think I'm going to put my tree on first. So this tree comes from another die that I have in my stash. And I mean, you could decorate this background any way you would like. I just want to make sure that the tree doesn't hang too far over the edge because I want this to be able to fit in a 6x6 envelope. And the top of the tree is going to be covered, so I'm not too concerned that the tree is, you know, naked, because we're going to put some clouds on the top there. But it gives it, you know, this idea that she's swinging from a tree, basically. So here's that swinging element. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put glue on the top of that foam piece, and then we're going to put our circle on top, and that will keep that element from coming off, and it will be covered up by these clouds. So I'm going to put the clouds on some foam. And so this is that high profile foam, and place that there. And then I've got a second cloud. So the second cloud is just kind of fit over the top of the first one. And I'm only going to put foam on that one edge that doesn't have any cloud on it, and the rest of it I'm just going to glue on top of the other clouds. And this paper also comes from that Sweet Bees paper. And I'm using my Barely Arts glue. I also got that from the Not Too Shabby shop. So the link to the shop is in my description box, as well as a coupon code. I would love if you use my link because it is an affiliate link. So I'm going to place my cute little girl. I colored her with Copics, and I cut her out, and I cut out the swing. And I put this little piece, cardstock piece, you can see at the top of the swing, and that is just so that there's more stability and something for, you know, my swing to attach to. I mean, you don't really need it. It's a pretty lightweight piece, but it's kind of nice to have a little extra piece on there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down, and then that long piece is going to fit to the back of my girl, and you will hardly even tell that it's really there, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece to the back, or I think I'm using, actually not glue, I think I'm using score tape, because that will just make everything kind of stick a little bit better. And I'm going to get her situated and put that little piece on the score tape on that little piece in the back, and that will just attach to the back of my swinging girl, so so she can swing, and so that she'll be attached to something. And I'm just going to fit her in there, and she does swing. So she is ready to go, and you can see that she kind of just doing a few adjustments there, but she definitely can swing. And just making sure that everything is down and ready to be attached. So I kind of want her behind. So I guess once I attach that bottom, I'll get that shadow piece going, and she'll have plenty of space to swing. So I like the way that she looks, just making sure that she's easily visible in that space. And now I'm going to go ahead and use score tape on that very bottom scored piece. And that piece is going to attach to the bottom of my front patterned paper, or the back of my the bottom of my patterned paper. And then once that's done, then there's just a few decorations left to do, but you can see that the shadow box portion, like the actual card base, is just completely done at that point. Yeah, there she is. In order to really make it stand up, you just kind of have to press down on those gussets. But she does swing. She doesn't swing great, but she does swing. You can see that. So she's kind of swinging in there. She's loose. And then I'm going to decorate with a few other elements. I have the cute little dog that I colored in with Copics, and I cut out using those dies. And then I have a sentiment, which actually came from the stamp set, and I've got a bee that I also colored. So I thought about using that sunflower piece somewhere, but it just didn't work for this project, so I left it alone. And so I'm just gonna place some foam on my last two elements, and this card is almost done. I'm actually going to put another piece of foam tape on here because I need an extra piece. But I hope that you guys try one of these cards. They're very, very easy to make. They're a little bit addictive because you can do these really kind of cool scenes, because you have a little bit more space in there to do these little scenes. And I really like how they came out. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to visit the Not Too Shabby shop to see everything that Jamie has in the shop. You can buy these items a la carte if you just don't want to get the whole box. And this particular suite of products is really, really cute. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Creating with the Heart.